the maiden mission of Russia's next-generation Oryol spacecraft has now been officially pushed to 2028, marking yet another delay in one of the country's most ambitious modern spaceflight programs. The update was revealed by Sergei Krikalev, Roscosmos Deputy Director for Crewed Programs, during a discussion panel held on March 27th. For followers of global aerospace developments, including viewers of Altitude Addicts, this is a major moment because Oryol is not just another capsule project, but the future backbone of Russia's human presence in orbit and beyond. The revised schedule reflects the enormous complexity involved in creating an entirely new crewed spacecraft from scratch. Beyond the engineering challenge itself, the project has also faced infrastructure delays, funding pressures, and repeated shifts in long-term strategic priorities. Even with these postponements, Oryol remains central to Russia's plans for deep space exploration, future lunar missions, and sovereign crewed orbital access in the post-ISS era. To understand why this spacecraft matters so much, it helps to look at what Oryol is meant to replace. For decades, the legendary Soyuz spacecraft has served as the workhorse of Russian human spaceflight. Oryol is designed as its true next-generation successor, built not as an upgrade, but as a fundamentally new modular spacecraft for the modern era. Development began back in 2009 under RSC Energia, and the spacecraft originally carried the names PTKNP and later Federation before being renamed Oryol. Unlike Soyuz, whose origins go back to the Soviet period, Oryol is being engineered from the ground up for missions in low Earth orbit, future station operations, and eventual deep space use. Its mission profile is significantly broader than earlier Russian spacecraft. Oryol is expected to transport crews to a future Russian orbital station, support long-duration orbital missions, and eventually take part in lunar exploration objectives. The vehicle is designed to carry up to 6 astronauts, remain autonomous in orbit for around 30 days, and stay docked to a station for as long as 1 year. That level of flexibility is exactly why the spacecraft has become the centerpiece of Russia's long-term strategy to preserve an independent human spaceflight capability after the International Space Station era comes to an end. And this is where the story becomes even more interesting. The delay to 2028 is far from the first. Earlier projections had targeted launches in the mid-2010s before slipping to 2023, then 2025, and now, once again, being moved further into the future. Each revision highlights how difficult next-generation crew systems really are to bring online. One of the biggest reasons behind the new timeline is the ongoing challenge of preparing the required launch and support infrastructure at Vostochny Cosmodrome. Oryol is expected to launch on the Angara heavy rocket family, and the launch complex needed for this combination has taken much longer than expected to finish and certify. The technical demands of the spacecraft itself are another major factor. Unlike upgrading a legacy capsule, this program requires entirely new thermal shielding, modern avionics, digital flight controls, advanced docking systems, reusable design architecture, and much stronger crew safety systems. For aerospace-focused audiences like Altitude Addicts, this is the kind of systems-level challenge that often defines whether a spacecraft becomes operational on time. Funding realities and shifting national priorities have also played an important role. Over the years, Roscosmos has had to balance Oryol alongside lunar planning, launch vehicle modernization, and the development of the upcoming Russian Orbital Station, also known as ROTH. Aligning all these moving parts into a realistic schedule has repeatedly forced the agency to revise its roadmap. In fact, the future Russian orbital station may be one of the biggest reasons the timeline now points to 2028. Oryol's first mission is widely expected to include a rendezvous and docking demonstration with the first elements of this new station. Since ROS deployment itself is expected to begin around 2027 to 2028, synchronizing the two programs makes strategic sense. Rather than testing the spacecraft in isolation, Russia now has the opportunity to validate both its next-generation crew vehicle and its future station infrastructure together. If successful, this would become a defining milestone in Russia's post-ISS human spaceflight roadmap. Before that orbital debut happens, Oryol must still pass through a long chain of testing campaigns. These include re-entry capsule validation, parachute deployment checks, landing system trials, crew escape verification, and docking hardware certification. The first mission in 2028 is expected to be uncrewed, allowing engineers to verify all mission-critical systems in real orbital conditions without risking cosmonauts. If that test flight performs as planned, the first crewed mission could follow relatively quickly. Russian cosmonaut training systems and spacecraft simulators are already being developed, indicating that the project is slowly moving from pure engineering into operational readiness. Technically, Orel offers major advances over Soyuz. The most visible upgrade is crew capacity, increasing from Soyuz's traditional 3 seats to 6. This dramatically improves the efficiency of station rotations, logistics missions, and future deep space crew transport. The spacecraft is also expected to support mixed crew and cargo configurations, allowing it to serve not only as a transport capsule, but also as a logistics platform for orbital infrastructure. That flexibility will be especially important if Russia's future station architecture expands over time. Safety is another major leap forward. Oryol is expected to feature advanced abort systems, modern automated landing technologies, upgraded guidance computers, and more robust life support systems designed to meet modern international safety standards. Its reusable design may also help lower mission costs once it enters regular service. But the story goes even beyond Earth orbit. Oryol is deeply connected to Russia's long-term lunar ambitions. The spacecraft has long been envisioned as the crew vehicle for future circumlunar missions and potentially for supporting later lunar surface architecture. This means a successful debut in 2028 would be far more significant than simply replacing Soyuz. It would establish the technological base required for lunar flybys, long-duration deep space missions, and future crew support for moon-related infrastructure. For the wider global space race, this is one of the most important implications of the delay. Strategically, the importance of Oryol for Russia is difficult to overstate. It represents the transition from legacy Soviet-era systems to a modern, sovereign crewed architecture. As the ISS approaches the end of its service life, maintaining independent access to human spaceflight becomes not only a technological necessity, but also a geopolitical one. That is why Oryol has become more than a spacecraft. It now symbolizes Russia's determination to remain a major spacefaring power with its own crewed launch capabilities, future stations, and lunar pathways. It is exactly the kind of turning point story that audiences on Altitude Addicts closely follow because it reshapes expectations for the future of human exploration. In the end, the move to 2028 is another reminder of just how resource-intensive and difficult next-generation spacecraft development truly is. While repeated delays may frustrate observers, they also reflect the immense complexity of building a spacecraft capable of serving orbital stations, lunar missions, and deep space operations for decades. If Roscosmos can finally meet this revised schedule, Oryol could become the foundation of Russian human spaceflight in the post-ISS era. From Earth orbit crew rotations to long-term lunar aspirations, the spacecraft may ultimately define Russia's next chapter in space exploration. If you liked the video, please subscribe, share, and like. Also, please take the membership of the channel to encourage us.